There is a third Adelson sibling. We have Wendi, the youngest. We have Charlie, who is convicted, waiting sentencing this week. And then we have the third oldest one, who is Rob. Rob is a doctor, and him and his wife, they actually have distanced themselves from the Adelson family. I found the podcast where he speaks about it. He talks about the issue that he was having between his girlfriend at the time and his family members because she wasn't Jewish, and what ultimately led to them cutting them off. I found one of Dan Markel's blog posts where he posted about the actual wedding, and we'll get to see some pictures from there. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you guys in the live stream. Popping by. Popping by, is that a thing?
What about this FBI thing?
I heard through the grapevine that the FBI talked to Rob up in New York.
But he's like an outside, he's not really a part of the core family.
They don't have a relationship, basically. Okay. And the impression is he's a guy who wants nothing to do with his family. There's something that happened in that house, and he wants nothing to do with it.
Okay.
All right, I found the segment. It's like super short.
As Wendi Adelson sits in the police station,
To be here and help me with the kids.
And so for my information, what are your parents' names?
she gives a rundown of her family members.
My parents' names are Donna and Harvey Adelson.
And did you say they were in Florida?
They are there.
Oh, wait, maybe this is not it. Is this it?
They're sort of in the process of retiring. I mean, semi. So they work together. They're super happy and in love.
Then there's a brother.
The one, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to.
Charlie's the middle child. But Wendi has another brother.
Yeah, so I'm the oldest, and then my brother behind me, and then I'm 6 years older than Wendi.
Rob Adelson. Rob's in his mid-40s. He's a physician. And he's the only one of his immediate family that doesn't live in Florida. In part, that's because of something that happened more than a decade ago. At the time, Rob was doing his internship in Texas. He met someone and fell for her hard. But there was a problem.
After maybe about 8 or 9 months, he said he had something to tell me, that we had to talk, and I didn't really know what it was going to be.
The problem was Donna and Harvey.
And basically, he said that his parents just couldn't accept him being with someone who wasn't Jewish, and that he'd have to break up with me, that they literally said it's either her or them.
It was that simple. Haritha was not Jewish.
Huh, okay. And was that explicit?
Yes.
Rob was stuck between the woman he loved and his family. And so began a painful series of breakups and reconciliations.
He was very close with his parents at the time. So we proceeded to break up and get back together, and break up and get back together over the course of another year and a half.
Someone like me who, I was extremely, probably overly close to my parents, pleasing them, mattered a lot.
All of this was happening at the worst possible time for Rob. He was in his residency, which is a notoriously draining, stressful process. Finally, his parents wore him down. He broke up with Haritha, and, well, he doesn't like to talk about what happened next.
Had my parents not put up multiple years of threatening to disown me, multiple.
Oh, and they were probably paying for his education. That's what I'm assuming. And they probably held that over his head like, oh, if you want to pursue this girl, then who's going to pay for your bills? Who's going to pay for your education? I don't know. I could just totally see that.
Years of angry, difficult phone calls, it never would have occurred.
He actually got engaged to someone else, a nice Jewish girl from Dallas. His parents were much happier with that relationship, but it didn't last.
I was very briefly married to someone else. I feel terrible for all the pain it caused anyone involved.
Days into the marriage, Rob decided he'd made a huge mistake.
There was a rapid, I believe, annulment.
Haritha took him back, and they got married.
Aww,
and Donna and Harvey, well, they were at the wedding.
They came around and told Rob, we've decided that it would be okay for you to be with her. And they really tried. We all tried for a fresh start.
But making that fresh start wasn't easy. Rob says breaking up with Haritha and marrying someone else, even briefly, because of his parents, is the worst thing he's ever done.
I do think my parents did everything they could do to try to make things better. There's a good bit of scar tissue to wade through from that. I don't think it resolved, but I think it made it better.
But before, you counted yourself as really close with your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, I found it. This is Dan Markel's blog. I heard about this. I haven't read it yet. It's right here. Oh, good. Sorry, this is like a fucking, what do you call it again? When one thing leads you to another, and then like leads you into like, not a wormhole. What's the word I'm looking for? This past weekend, as I mentioned in my Winning Life's Lottery post, I was at the wedding of Osita Wendy's brother, Dr. Robert Adelson, marrying Dr. Harisa Chalipali in Chicago. And all of that through the weekend, I kept chanting my Bello-inspired fantasy mantra, I'm an American, Chicago-born. The wedding was held at Palmer House Hilton, which, notwithstanding, rooms a bit on the small side, is an extraordinary public building. Its lobby is a bow arch ceiling. I'm just going to do that. Oh my God, there's Donna. Is that Donna and... Oh, is that Charlie? Sorry, I can't make these pictures bigger. It's like really blurry. That looks like Donna right there. Yeah, there's Donna right there. Oh, Jesus. The bride comes from a Hindu family, and Winnie's brother is Jewish and Ashkenazi at that. So comes no surprise, the pictures of melded union of social unions are revealing. For the Hindu ceremony, Wendi and her mom, along with her two brothers, sported traditional Indian garb, looking stunning. After the Hindu ceremony, which to my naked eyes shared some interesting parallel with Jewish services, there was an Indian cocktail hour followed by costume changes by the families, and then a Jewish ceremony under the chuppah. I don't know any of these religious terms, so don't come at me, okay? Chuppah, with dinner and dancing afterward. Because the Jewish service was second, the dinner featured the unusual sight of scores of Indian men wearing yarmulkes, and moments later, dancing with the alacrity, albeit haltingly, to Hava Nagila. Wendi, unfortunately, took a sharp elbow to her arm during the whirling melee. Thankfully, there was literally at least 100 doctors in the room. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I can't really... The pictures are... Can I click on it? It's blurry. Oh, wait. Oh, if you click on the photo... Oh, actually, no, you can enlarge it. Charlie, Donna... Is that Harvey, I think? Maybe? I don't even know what Harvey looks like. That's, Dan Markel. That's Wendi right there. Who's this? Oh gosh. Donna, yeah, that must be Harvey. Donna and Harvey. Oh man. They must have hated this. Maybe they tried to accept Rob and his wife, and they were trying their best, but they just couldn't. Or maybe they were just fucking angry this entire time. I think those are all the pictures we have. That's all the pictures. Is there more? Nope, that's it. Okay, going back.
Yes.
And after, would you still say the same thing?
Less so.
Still, Rob and Haritha kept coming to family events. And they stayed in touch with both Dan and Wendi, even through their divorce. Then they heard the news about Dan's murder, and their stomachs turned.
Here's a question for you. Did you think you knew what happened?
Yes, and I was also hoping that it would not be a worst case scenario.
Oh, rabbit hole. Yeah, that's a term that I was looking for. I was like, wormhole? That doesn't sound right.